Hello, everybody. Miss Saraka, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you for joining us on the program today. We are here to discuss about Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that he may pick Senator Abbo as his running mate from the north. Some people are saying that Senator Abbo is a Christian. So first of all, let's look at Bola Ahmed Tinubu picking a northerner, a Christian from the north, as his running mate. Who are we expecting?
Yeah,
Who
well,
are
for
we
now, mm,
expecting?
for now,
Mm,
everything you are hearing, I heard he was going to pick Zulum. I heard he was going to pick. The truth is this: you see,
mm,
some of you who live abroad, you are not attuned to the political dynamics that are happening in Nigeria. APC as a party was a was a mutual agreement between Tinubu and Buhari in order to bring Jonathan down. It was an agreement that was entered into to say, okay, when you finish your 8 years, I'm going to do my turn. Now it was agreed. Buhari is about rounding up his 8 years. But what Tinubu failed to understand was that the Tinubu of 8 years ago, when they entered that agreement, is not the Tinubu of 8 years after. Now, the Northerners, knowing fully well that things have changed from 8 years ago when they entered into that agreement, are now trying to abandon APC for Tinubu because he threatened them. You know, partners of the same crime uh, will have something against the other, which has always been the northern political game. They keep secrets about you. If you want to misbehave, they use it to blackmail you. So right now, one thing the Yoruba Muslims have never considered, those handlers of APC, those who entered into this agreement with Tinubu and whatever clique around Tinubu, know very well that the Tinubu of 8 years after is not the Tinubu of 8 years ago. And these northerners, these core northerners, they understand this political game more than you. They have sized up everything. And the most contentious angle to Tinubu presidency is who will he pick as a running mate? Now, Tinubu, they know very well that a Muslim ticket will not sell in the South. This is not the 80s or the 90s where it would have been waved aside or it wouldn't have mattered. But in a polity now where churches are being blown apart, Christians are being killed, it will make difficult now to sell a Muslim ticket to a Christian community in Nigeria. Now, the truth is this, whether anybody likes it or not, we have more Christians in Nigeria than we have Muslims. But they are the ones in power and they are the ones in charge of all communicative instruments. And therefore, they will sell the narrative to suggest that there are more Muslims than Christians, which is not true. That's a fat lie. You get me? So if Tinubu, whatever you hear Tinubu has speak, for now it's a mere rumor. So, and I don't want to debate or make explanation on a rumor. I would rather that I know exactly who he has picked, then we deliberate on that. But the problem with Tinubu right now is who will he pick and how will he sell to the middle belt, to the south, and to the southeast. In fact, Tinubu has a Herculean task. Tinubu has a Herculean task. Anybody right now supporting Tinubu is is doing so on account of tribalism or ethnicity. It's not doing so on account of conviction. It's not doing so because they believe in it is the turn of the Yorubas or it is a Milokon or Tinubu himself who believe it is his own turn. But deep down, everybody knows that the Tinubu we saw who can raise the flag up cannot be the president of Nigeria. In fact, I just pity him. The last video I saw of him when he came out and was waving hand to his crowd, it's just so we are talking about I'm not going to discuss who he should pick. I would have loved to discuss who he has picked and fancy his chances of becoming the president of the country. Honestly, it pains me that I have to come up and be saying things that are not exactly in consonance with a candidate, with a presidential candidate. But the truth is, I will not subscribe Nigeria in the hands of somebody with a medical challenge. I will not subscribe Nigeria now. We spent 7 years, we've wasted 7 years purely from a man who is fragile, for a man who is not only fragile but completely nepotistic, a man who believes that it is only when it concerns Fulani that's I'm talking about Buhari, who believes that that is only when he will react. They've been killing people in Jos. Hundreds of people have been killed in Jos every year, every month. The only time that the natives decided to react and take revenge. I don't support killing in whatever form, whether it is retaliatory killings or purposeful killing or planned killings. I don't support any type of killing. But those who are meant to govern us should show fairness in their dealing of perpetrators of these incessant killings that are in Nigeria. You should show fairness. You can't leave one side of one side of the country killing at will, and when the other people retaliate, you arrest them and you prosecute them. Nigeria cannot operate like that. So, Tinubu, the Northerners view Tinubu as somebody who may not last the 4 years, particularly if you add the complexities of Nigeria on him. They know it. So they would want to attach somebody if peradventure Tinubu wins the election, which is unlikely. Which is unlikely. If peradventure Tinubu wins the election, which is unlikely. But if peradventure he wins, it might be somebody who will take over from Tinubu and continue the northernization. Excuse me, the northernization agenda. Do you understand what I'm saying? So for now, it is difficult to talk about Tinubu and his running mate because we do not have a concretized personality that he has chosen as a running mate. So I would want to leave it for now. But the candidacy of if, for instance, the Southwest is producing a young, vibrant candidate, we wouldn't be talking this. We wouldn't be talking like this. I don't like APC as a person. Believe me, I don't like APC. But if an Osibanjo or a youthful person had come, I would. It doesn't matter that it's Christian or Muslim. Just a youthful person that will concentrate on the governance of Nigeria rather than flying on medical trips every week. I wouldn't have mind. But a Tinubu, come on. It's only if you are being hypocritical, you will pretend to ignore the Tinubu we have seen. It's a no. Tinubu is a no for me. Complete no. And apologies to any Yoruba man looking this. I said this not because I have any
This is
particular.
not about tribalism. This is not about tribal group. We are talking about who is fit.
Yeah. So the truth is that the health challenge alone, the health challenge alone knocks him off. Some people will say that, are you sure you are not going to die before the Tinubu? That is sentiment talking. Yes, people can die. Anybody can die anytime. But if it is not for mishap or health condition, at my age, I'm not supposed to die at 55. If I die at 55, even if I die today at 55, people say, this man died quick. You know, because you know that it is abnormal. That is not the life expectancy today. Life expectancy maybe 60, 65, 70, 75, or 80, perhaps. You get me? So that is the life expectancy of an average Nigerian today. So, but for 55 is out of it. The truth is this: let's leave Tinubu out of it. I pity the old man, but from the Tinubu I see, he just want to die with the name he was once president. It doesn't matter whether he dies after 1 year or 2 years. All that he's concerned is a milocon, is his turn. He wants to have that CV in his resume, in his biography, that he was once he died as the president of Nigeria. We cannot afford Nigeria for somebody's sentiments. Nigeria cannot be part of somebody's sentiments. Nigeria cannot be part of somebody's whims or will.
Greedy. That is greediness.
No, it's not greed. It's selfishness. It's self-centeredness. It's self-centeredness. Why don't you, if you are a kingmaker, if you have that much money, why don't you sponsor a vibrant person? It must not be Osibanjo. Sponsor somebody very, very vibrant that we can use. Tinubu will not get the support of the North. Forget that Hamza that is coming that Tinubu. They will not get the support of the. I can tell you that.
Mr. Raka, don't forget that APC is very good at ringing elections. Looking at what happened in the past election, that APC ringed the election, that Atiku won the election. We all know that he won the election, but the APC ringed the election. We don't know what they
But
are
you
going to
know
do.
that again, the electoral
Federal
system.
might.
You are not even aware that the electoral system has been changed. The electoral system that guided the other election where this type of rigging took place has been changed. Before now, you can actually you can't vote at the polling unit and then you move the results to the collation center. Now, the results are transmitted directly from the polling center to the collation center. So the figures are electronically transmitted. So they are reflected there immediately. Immediately the election is finished from there, you transfer the result straight to the collation center. So usually what mars our electoral system is that period between the transmission of those results. What is happening before now is that at the polling center is just a show. It's just to give the people the experience that they actually voted. But in between where they transmit this vote to go and enter it at the collation center, that's where the figures are manipulated. So, but right now, these figures will be transmitted directly from the polling centers to the polling unit. So we will not have a situation where people are counting ballot papers that are printed at home. It is the ballot papers that are counted at the polling unit and figures.
Mr. Raka, the way you are doing this analysis, it seems that it's a computer that is going to count the paper, that is going to
you are
organize
you are not
I
listening.
understand that.
Hold on. I get your
But at
question.
the same time, you know,
The normal
Nigerians,
counting will still take place at the polling unit. So what happens before? They will not take all these all these results at the polling unit and take it to the collation center. So that process has been taken off. What is happening is that when they finish counting, the figures now, rather than enter the figures and show people, that figures is transmitted directly at the polling center to the collation center. So what will happen is that the figure you send to the collation center, we just have to come and prove with the actual ballot papers that have been counted. At least it's not a full proof, but it's an improvement on the old system. We'll get there someday, but it's an improvement on the old system.
Let's assume that there won't be any election practices. There will be.
So far in the whole world, there has never been any foolproof electoral system that checks malpractice. There's even the concluded American electoral system. That is by far the biggest electoral fraud ever in the whole world.
So yeah. So we should be expecting anything from APC. I'm afraid that they can use the federal might to ring the election because they are very good at doing that.
No. The truth is that they will only rig it for somebody they want to win. Let Tinubu picks his running mate. Let it be official, not all this room. When Tinubu picks his running mate, then we can know. Yeah, because they will be rigging it for Tinubu, knowing that Tinubu will soon die. That's the only reason why they will be rigging for Tinubu. Not that Tinubu will come and spend 8 years. You and I know that even if Tinubu lasts 8 years, add that 8 years to his real age. Add the 8 years to his real age. I know Tinubu should be around 75, forget that 69 years. That man is approaching 80.
But he looks very old. How can
that man is approaching 80? So if you add 8 years to his age, that's 90. Abba, come on. You have aged parents now. Even if you don't have aged parents, you have brothers or in-laws or cousins that have aged parents. You know what an 80-year-old is like. So the truth is that it's just that when it comes to politics, we become very hypocritical to ourselves. Because I have an aged father at home. My father is aged. My father should be around 81, 82. I cannot talk with my dad with issues that involve logical inferences. We cannot even. I just go to basic discussions. He's hungry. You want me to send you money? The young boy at home is causing problems, and they want me to come and attend this burial or that burial. Just basic life problem. But to ask him now to talk about Nigeria issues, our economy, percentages, rate of influences, last year's rate, and projected rate for next year. These are not. These are not.
Depend on the seniors. Depend on the seniors, because some of them can be still intellectually well grounded, even though they are aging. Depend. Some of them are not. Alzheimer is something that you
the
cannot
truth about
avoid.
Tinubu is that his handlers, just as the same way the handlers of Buhari took advantage of his old age. Most of the things we hear that Buhari does are probably not what Buhari is doing, are probably his handlers. Buhari just earned a name, and they are the ones, somebody that can't raise flag. Are you sure that guy can even hold biro and sign a perfect signature?
Who? Tinubu.
Tinubu, yes. So people are hungry, people are greedy. People around Tinubu knows that if power comes to the southwest, then there will be trigger effect with people who now have power at Aso Rock. MC Olumo, MC this or that one, this, the people around you, they will have. So that is what people are fighting for.
Really?
We have crossed that level where people actually think of what is best for Nigeria. It is no longer about what is good for Nigeria. It's about what is good for me. I've seen a lot of Yoruba saying it is the turn of the Southwest. How dare you say the turn of the Southwest? How dare?
Those are ignorant people.
How
Those
dare?
are just ignorant
It's an
people.
insult on the. It's a huge insult on the rest 307 over 370 tribes in Nigeria. For you to have had 8 years and you are saying you want another session again, it's an insult on the rest of Nigeria.
Mr. Raka, let's just keep that tribal kind of comment and dive
And
into
in fairness to Atiku, do you know that Atiku too is from the northeast, and the northeast have not produced the president. So if we're going to talk about zoning, Atiku too, they have a legitimate right to also complain that they too have not produced the
But they said
president of.
Atiku is a Fulani man. The Fulanis have been ruling.
No,
Atiku is a Fulani man.
according to the geopolitical zone, Atiku is from the northeast. Buhari is from the northwest. You get me? So based on geopolitical zone, the northeast have a legitimate right to also say that they have not produced the presidency. The only reason why I am not happy with an Atiku candidature is because Atiku is a Fulani man, and it will be unfair to the rest of Nigerians for a Fulani man to be handing over to another Fulani man.
Look,
that's just my stand.
This upcoming election is going to be a very tough race between Atiku and Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
No, it is not between. It's not between Tinubu and Bola. It's between Peter Obi and Atiku. See, anyway. See, let me tell you, we are just talking about you. You seem to be taking Peter Obi out of the equation. Let me tell you something. When miracles do occur, I'll give you an example of the NSAS protest. The NSAS protest had no coordinator, had no coordinators. It had no religion. It had no region. It had no tribe. Just like that, it started spreading. I can tell you that Peter Obi is like an anchor that people are vesting their frustration and anger with the system on. Everybody is angry. But
if you are using if you are using NSAS protests as a kind of a yardstick to measure this upcoming election, knowing fully well that during the NSAS protest, the northern youth did not participate.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
They didn't
How do
want
you?
the
How do?
movement.
Who told you?
They were even using
There
them
was
as
NSAS.
hoodlums.
Hold on. You
They
just
were
said
using them.
something.
Let me finish. Let
No,
me, you
no,
are
no,
the
no, no,
talking.
no. I will not allow that thing to fly. You said the
You don't
Northerners
allow
didn't
somebody
partake
to
in it.
talk.
You ask questions and I answer. You said the Northerners did not partake. That's a lie. In Adamawa State, there was NSAS protest. Ejiro, was there no NSAS protest in Plateau State here? Abba, that they scattered shops and there was NSAS in Plateau, there was NSAS in Kaduna, there was NSAS in Meduguri, there was NSAS in Taraba.
Was it NSAS or those are hoodlums who were
Not
breaking
hoodlums, not hoodlums, not hoodlums. There were real NSAS protests with thousands of youths on the street, with vehicles playing song. So don't say Northerners didn't partake. Northerners partook.
They were using the Muslim, the Northerners, as hoodlums to attack the legitimate NSAS protesters. We saw that. And when they opened fire
the reason why, the reason why the Northern NSAS, the same reason why the NSAS protests in the South crumble, it's the same reason why the NSAS protests in the North crumble. It wasn't about Muslim Christian. The NSAS in the North crumbled because hoodlums took advantage of it and started raiding people's shops. That was what spoiled it. It wasn't anything about Muslims.
They were hoodlums. Yes. They were not legitimate NSAS protesters. They were just
the ones in the South. The ones in the South were legitimate NSAS protesters.
Yes, the ones in the South. You know that
are legitimate. Then the ones in the North are not legitimate. The same way hoodlums hijack the ones in the South, are the same way hoodlums attack the ones in the North.
Okay.
I'm reporting what I saw. I just told my wife, was there NSAS protest in Jos or not? Was it legitimate or not? It just took, after 3 days, hoodlums took over it and started raiding shops, started raiding generator. You say you are ready for you are taking palliative that was meant for you, and you see people carrying generator. What is the correlation between food and generator? Adamawa State is where Atiku came from. There was NSAS protest there. It's just that the same way in Abuja there was NSAS protest in Abuja, but hoodlums took over it just like it's everywhere. Let's see this idea of having a preconceived notion and trying to change the narrative. It is wrong. I live in the North here, so I know when I tell you this thing happened, it happened.
Your argument seems as if Nigeria, we are very united, that we can unite both the North and the South to unite and elect one person, of which
and you may not be far from the truth. Actually, we really don't have problem
in the country. So
our problem. Okay, go ahead.
So the way you are explaining this issue, especially the one of NSAS protest, and also applying it to Peter Obi,
No, I was applying.
The Northerners will vote for any Eastern president.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie.
Okay, let's see.
Actually, I connect. The other guy you said is coming 5 o'clock. I hope he will come here. I live in Plateau State. If the Easterners coordinate their act well, I can bet you 100% that Plateau State will vote for Peter Obi. If you like, I can pick this phone now and start asking at random. I will go to the street and start asking at random. Who are you going to vote for in this 2023? You just pick a sample. You see, some of you people that comment on the Nigerian issue.
We have this video, this interview. I know that time will come where I will pull out this video again to remind you. Me, I always sit here interviewing people. I've never predicted anything here that did not come to pass. So never me. I can boast of it. If you watch all my political discussion, everything I predicted about Atiku is what is going on right now. I said
no, even before now, I know. Even before we. Look, let me tell you. Atiku will win this election. With the way things are right now, Atiku will win.
Okay, thank you. You have said it.
No, I know that's what you want to hear. You've told me before now. That's even before the election that you are an Atiku supporter. So you get me. So
I'm not a supporter of anybody. I'm just predicting with the political.
No, you are not predicting. You told me you want Atiku.
Never. I'm just predicting with the
okay. Now let me analyze. See, right now, if indeed because they told me today, I saw a post that said Atiku picked Wike. If Atiku pick Wike and Wike agrees, that would be a very strong punch. To be a very strong punch, actually. But again, I saw in that video where Wike was debunking the fact that he was chosen as VP. So for now, we are just getting rumors. We have not seen official running mate for these candidates. I heard Peter B speaking, Aisha Yusuf speaking Kano State. So these are just speculation by people. I can design it. While we are talking, I can design a poster for you right now. I saw you showed me one poster. That poster was not even done by a professional. As we are talking, I can design a poster for you on this phone and say it is a poster for this thing. So the truth is this. This discussion we are doing now, we are just doing it because a program, we just want a program to exist. Assuming we have their run.
We are projecting and predicting.
Yeah.
Probably,
assuming we have.
That's why I said Bola Tinubu may pick Senator Abbo. We are
no,
not
that one is even a rumor. That one, that the strongest rumor I've heard is Zulum. It's a Zulum of which place myself? I can't remember. Is it Meduguri, Borno State? The truth is that what we are doing now, we are just analyzing on speculation. I would have rather that we waited until we have the official running mate of these candidates. Because picking the candidates will now determine how much share you can pick from other regions, other geopolitical regions that are not yours. Because I know 100% sure that Atiku will win the Northeast. I am 100% sure of that. That Atiku will win Northeast. He will win Adamawa, Gombe. Which one again? Gombe. What states make? He will win the Northeast. I can tell you for sure. Atiku might even win Plateau. I know that Tinubu will not win Plateau State. I am 100% sure. Leave Tinubu out, Plateau State, Tinubu out of it. Nasarawa State, Tinubu out of it. Taraba State, Tinubu out of it. It's between PDP and Labour Party. Now, you seem to fall in those people that Labour Party has no structure. Do you know the number of people that are going to get PVC? And let me tell you, I don't want to say this thing now so that it doesn't spoil the chances of any candidate. Because if I bring the church, I don't want the Labour Party's campaign policy to be hinged on religion. But the whole idea driving, go and get your PVC is because people want to vote out APC and PDP. The masses are angry that these two political parties have failed the nation. We got this dispensation since 1999. 1999 to, let's say, that's about 23 years. In 23 years, we are just moving in circles. We have no significant direction that whether we are going to underdeveloped country or a developed country. We don't have a pathway. We had Vision 2010, Vision 2020. Vision 2010 came, it came and went. There was nothing there. Vision 2020 came, nothing. Now we are having Vision 2030. 2030 will come, we still go. See, all these people, and it's so painful that the youths are the ones, when it comes to this political era, we are the ones now fighting to recycle these people that have failed us. Atiku has been in government since 1999, has been a political influencer since 1999. Please tell me where exactly have you succeeded in say, okay, it may not be much, but this small part, I have done this. Nothing. Tinubu has been in government since 1999. Tell me where he brought up people. He just brought up people that will make money for themselves. He brought up people. He didn't bring me up. He didn't bring anybody from my family up. He brought up people that are making money for themselves and family. Tell me those people that he has brought up, how much have they impacted on the rest of Nigeria? Tell me one particular aspect that he has said, okay, this thing impacts on the whole of Nigeria. Now we have somebody that has attended several workshops. He's a Harvard product. He has gone to a Harvard school. Do you know what is Harvard? Anybody who has been to Harvard is not a mama person. You must be extreme.
You
You
don't
must be
want to
extremely
stand as
intelligent.
if you are campaigning for Peter Obi. You have to
I
be
don't know.
neutral.
I'm just saying
So
what
I
we were
don't want
talking
you
about.
to be standing more as if you are trying to campaign for Peter Obi by highlighting his strengths. You understand? If you continue to do that, it's like you are focusing on
Okay,
Peter Obi
okay.
to
The weakness. Let me
highlighting
tell
his
you the
strengths.
weakness
So
of Peter
let's
Obi.
just look at it from the neutral perspective.
I'm
You
trying.
understand? Let's
I
look
am
at
neutral.
the political structure.
Well. You
Let me
might think
talk.
I'm being
Let
biased,
me
but you
finish.
might think I'm being biased. But
Let me finish. Let me
okay,
finish. Let's look at the political structure of Nigeria. Looking at the past and apply it to present. How do you think the election would be? With Atiku, with Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and
that's what I'm telling you
Peter
now.
Obi.
See,
So
at the
I want
current,
you to stop highlighting the strength of Peter Obi because you are not
but
being
you to
paid
your
to
campaign.
campaign
When I
for
was
him.
mentioning Peter Obi, you were shaking your head now, which means Peter Obi is not in the equation. You get
No,
me?
I'm
So
not
we are
saying
all
it's not
guilty of
in
the
the
same thing.
equation. I said you should not sound as if you are campaigning
Okay,
for one
I will
candidate.
try not to be.
Let's do the
To.
analysis and be
I will
neutral a little
I
bit.
will try not to do. I will try not to be partial or biased. You see,
Mm.
I'm not even biased. It's because when I talk about Peter Obi, I just told you that Atiku stands a better chance. You didn't think that was bias. I say right now as we are, Atiku will win the election. Did I say that or not? I told you Atiku
No,
will win
no,
Benue.
we win the election. You said you didn't highlight his strengths.
I told you
When
Atiku
you
will win
went
Ben.
in
I
this,
told you Atiku. I highlighted his strength. I said Atiku will win Northeast. Is that not his strength? Before now, I said Atiku will not. It's not that, see, my sister. We are not children here. You understand me? When I was highlighting Atiku's strength, you didn't think that was biased. When I highlight Peter Obi,
no,
it's
no, when you
campaigning.
highlight Peter Obi, you were going more in detail, trying to
But
talk
I
about
also
his
I also
background.
highlight the only person I didn't highlight his advantage was Tinubu. Tinubu is a classical no for me. And I just told that the only reason why I don't like an Atiku is because it's a situation where a Fulani will be handed over to another Fulani man. I don't like the psychology to create for Fulanis in Nigeria. Even people abroad will be saying that is it Fulanis that are only in Nigeria? That's just it. If not, if you take Peter Obi away, if you pick Atiku and Tinubu, and there's a, if at the end, if the choice actually were Tinubu and Atiku, I will sit at home. I will go and play sway or monkey post football. But if I must choose, if there's a gun pointed to my head and I must choose one of these two, I will choose Atiku. I won't choose Tinubu. You get me? So for me, among the three, Tinubu is the least favored candidate for me. You get me? So if you want me to analyze their prospect without bias, I will tell you that right now, as it stands, Atiku has a better chance. Atiku has a better chance. In fact, the least favored person there is Tinubu. Tinubu, Tinubu doesn't exactly capture the election of the Southwest. The Southwest will not even entirely vote for Tinubu. I
For
can tell
him.
you that. Yes, I know the Yoruba people who are not exactly happy with Tinubu because he will not even capture. I know that Tinubu will not win any part of South South. Will not win any part of Southeast. He will not win any part of. He won't, except the rig. You talked about rigging. Except the rig. Except they find a way around that. Except except they find a way around the new electoral system that they brought. I am the one that goes out. I work. I don't only stay at home. I interact with people. I sample opinion. You understand me? I can tell you that with the fact with the recent bombing of churches, killing of Christians, most Christians in Nigeria have the sentiments of not voting another Muslim. I can tell you that for sure. I can tell you that if snake bite you for afternoon, for night, if you waka, if you see rope, you go fear. You go take action. So the fact that Buhari has divided this country along ethnic and religious line, you will not blame people now that they are considering their political decision along the same ethnic and religious line. So on the basis of ethnic and religious line, Tinubu may just have his ethnicity to his favor. I don't think anybody will. And then his handlers have made it very easy for people by constantly showcasing. He talks too much. He talks too much. How many times have you heard Atiku talk there is so very little you pick on Atiku's broadcast and air it that okay, these are Atiku's opinion. But when you keep talking always, people pick something from you to talk and try to sieve out what a presidency under your care will look like. So Tinubu talks too much.
Yeah.
So in terms of Atiku, I can assure you that right now as it stands, Atiku has in fact, if I'm going to share it in the space of 100, I'll tell you that politically, realistically, without being biased, I'm a Peter Obi fan 100%. But realistically, give Atiku like 55% of the total votes available. Give Peter Obi like 30, then give Tinubu 15. But I see that you are thinking that after Atiku, the next person is Tinubu. That's not true. That's not true. People are angry with APC and PDP. And in truth, APC and PDP has failed this country. And people are willing to now say, okay, let's break this. The only thing that is driving people now, are you aware that INEC is overwhelmed by the number of new voter prospects that are seeking for voters card? And these new voter prospects that are seeking for voters card, they are not seeking for this voter card to go and vote Tinubu or Atiku.
Atiku, yes, you are right.
They are seeking for this voters card to vote Peter Obi, and the not knows it. That's why they are frustrating people from getting this voter card. Because if you get this new voter cards and it sums up to millions, that is going to change the equation. So do not write off Peter Obi. Don't write off. I'm only making my assumption on Peter Obi based on the atmosphere that his candidacy has awakened. So if, for instance, that every new registrant that goes to register gets their PVC, the video of the pastor asking his members to go and pick voters card, I don't think the pastor is telling their members to go and get PVC to go and vote Atiku or vote Tinubu. It's a silent understanding that we don't know. So okay, go and get your PVC to vote at Peter Obi. And the Northerners know it. Any move we know, they know because they've been in this game. The other guy, Hamza, that sent that picture of the pastor asking his members to go and get PVC. He knows why he's doing it, and he calls it frustration. Why is it frustration? What is wrong with a pastor asking his member to go and get PVC? And he didn't tell them that, okay, if you get this PVC, go and vote for Atiku, go and vote for this. After all, it's a good thing. Is it not a fundamental human right for people to exercise their civic duty? So it's a good thing that you are bringing political awareness for people to go and get their PVC. But they know it, that this PVC getting is not to vote Atiku or vote Tinubu, it's to vote Peter Obi, and they don't want it. And this election that I'm seeing, anyway, for me, I believe I'm being neutral, but well, you might see me being biased because other people listening may think I'm biased because I'm not saying anything in favor of their candidate. Now, everybody has a right to a candidate, and nobody's right to a candidate should be superior to another person's right to his candidate. You understand me? So I am not saying Peter Obi will win. As a matter of fact, right now, as
he's going to shape the election, though. His candidacy is going to shape this upcoming election.
In fact, one of the reasons why I believe 100% that Peter Obi will win, because first and foremost, in the South, we don't even have the numbers compared to the North. We don't have the numbers. Now, Tinubu and Peter Obi, they are going to share the vote in the South. That the numbers that we don't have already.
Yes.
They are going to share it. So, whereas the North, as usual, they know how to get bulk votes, and the North will get it. Forget Hamza saying that.
But you agreed with me, Mr. Raka. Is this we have arrived at the same conclusion? It's the same. That's what I told you.
That's
earlier.
What I'm saying. So it is now left. It is now left for the Southeast and the Southwest, because that's where the problem of the South has always hinged upon the Yorubas and the Igbos. As long as the Yoruba and the Igbos keep fanning these embers of hatred for one another, the North will continue to benefit from this fight.
Exactly.
The North will continue to benefit. If the supporters of Tinubu will say, okay, let's leave it for Peter Obi, or the supporters of Peter Obi say, okay, let's leave it for Tinubu, then and only then then and only then I'll begin to fancy the chances of either Peter Obi or Tinubu. But for now, so long as everybody is standing their ground, Peter Obi and Tinubu are standing their ground, both of them will not win. That I can tell you for 100% sure.
Let me quickly see the comments here. Mr. Cohen, thank you. Good evening. Thank you all for joining. Let me see their comments here. Electronic voting is good now. It is obvious that you are a supporter of Atiku. It will surprise at the end of the election. Nobody is supporting Atiku. We are just projecting, we are predicting with the political structure of the country that who's good. Nobody is supporting Atiku. Nobody. It's just a discussion.
Me, I diehard PDP support and Peter Obi supporter, but I'm just trying to analyze the way things are. The political scenario now is like stock market. Stock market can change in the next 1 hour, not even tomorrow. What is happening today now may not be what will happen in the next 1 hour. That's what the stock market is. So I'm saying based on statistics available right now as we speak, the campaign have not started in earnest. But based on statistics now, and when these people now eventually choose their running mate, the statistics will change again. If they choose their running mate, the statistics will change again. But based on individual credibility or individual prospect, I can tell you that right now, Atiku is number 1, Peter Obi is second, Tinubu is third.
Tinubu will be third if they didn't ring the election, if they didn't use money to buy votes. So I
don't think the North is even keen on rigging election for Tinubu. I don't think the North.
Mr. Raka, I would say it's too early for us to predict this because we should wait for them to pick their running mates first. The running mates will shape the election as well. So if Tinubu happens to pick a running mate from the North that is more favorable to the Northerners, we don't know, it can shape the election. So
it will not shape. Let me tell you something. You see, this is a department where I'm an expert. You still don't know the North. The North does not believe in second best. The North does not believe in vice president. When Goodluck Jonathan chose the governor of Kaduna State, Namadi Sambo, do you know that the people in Kaduna went and burnt down Namadi Sambo's house? Because they don't believe in their ideology that a northern man should be second to a Kafri. They don't believe in that. It pains me I'm saying this on social media, but it's the truth. They don't believe it. Giving them, they are not like us who will jump and be celebrating vice president. They are not like us who will take political decision on vice president, like the Yorubas who swooped and voted for Buhari because they gave them vice president. A vice president was more than useless for 7 years. They are not like us. So give them vice presidency. It's nothing to them. It's presidency or nothing. So telling me that vice president will shape if you like, make Peter Obi pick the Southerner of Sokoto, the Sokoto people will not vote for Peter Obi. That's just the truth. And it is one truth that the Southerners are still battling to absorb in their mind. So, except the only chance I foresee for Peter Obi is if this new voters card registration succeeds and those who applied for it get it. Applying for the voters card is one thing. Getting it into your hand is another thing entirely again. Because I know of thousands of people who were not able to get their voters card. My wife didn't get her own, but she has gotten another. She has re-registered again. You understand me? So that's the problem. But if the massive wave of voter turnout this year is succeeded and completed, then Peter Obi might just be in the forerunners of who picked the presidential ticket. My only fear is that for any miraculous reason, if Peter Obi picks the presidential ticket, will they not agree to hand over to him? That's where we should be scared.
That is the truth. How inclusive are we in Nigeria? Are we so united?
Because the truth is that the last thing a Northern will ever agree is an Igbo man to be president of this country. They will never agree.
They wouldn't agree. Hey, that is what I'm.
You
You saw
saw you
what
saw you saw Hamza, Sani
Mr.
Hamza.
Sani,
You
Mr.
could
Sani,
see
uh,
his unadulterated hatred for Igbos, even though he will
yeah.
pretend that, but you know he hates Igbos.
The first day I brought Mr. Sani to this program, I was so surprised. I was asking him about Boko Haram, bandits, Fulani herdsmen killing innocent civilians in the north. He was focusing on IPOB. Then I stopped him. I said, we are discussing about insecurity in Nigeria. He said, but IPOB is part of the insecurity in Nigeria. I said, no. I was trying to argue with him. I was so surprised. This man spent so much time discussing about IPOB. I invited him to this program to discuss about politics and the insecurity prevailing in the north.
You see, this concept of misdirection is something that I probably might write a book on, the concept of misdirection in Nigerian politics. Buhari could label IPOB as a terrorist group, but cannot label Boko Haram and herdsmen as terror group. When the atrocities that Boko Haram has committed are far more than IPOB. IPOB have not gone to blow any mosque up. I'm not making case for IPOB. I detest IPOB and their modus of operandi 100%. But that does not mean what they are fighting. It is a right for people to cry that you are being marginalized. It is their inalienable right to say that, yes, we are not happy with the country with the way it is. But asking your people to go and attack military men, seize their gun, attack police, bomb police, I don't support it, because you are now operating in the same way that the terrorists in the north are operating. Now, you cannot say we should not describe you as terrorists because you are Igbo. An act of terrorism, an act of terror is an act of terror, whether you like it or not, irrespective of who is committing it. IPOB,
Terrorists.
that they are
I
not
don't think
terrorists.
the IPOB are terrorists now.
Okay, let's
No.
not go there because that's not the subject of today's
So
discussion.
let's go to the next question, which is very crucial for today's discussion. There's a speculation that Peter Obi is a member of IPOB. You know, the other day when Mr. Sani came to this program, it was focused, like what I just said, it was focusing too much on IPOB. And he even sent me some messages and some pictures saying that Peter Obi attended Unadi Kanu's father's burial in what is that place? Anambra? No, not Anambra. Abia, in Abia State. So because of that, he's deemed as a member of IPOB.
Okay. Now I saw that, if we discussed that even before the show, my friend Daniel Inze did everything possible to make me hate Igbos on account of the atrocities of IPOB. Now let's get one thing very clear. IPOB and their members have sown so much hatred for the Igbos on social media. True or false? Very true. IPOB has caused a lot of bad blood through Nnamdi Kanu, by insulting the Yorubas, by insulting the Edos, by insulting us, telling us that we are minorities, where we are telling us that we are insignificant. Look, if I am going to react based on the amount of insults that I've gotten from Igbos on social media, I'll be the last person to even say one good word concerning Peter Obi. But I'm trying to focus on the individual and the content of that individual. Now, this is not that now we have gone away from the content of the individual. Let us address the allegation. Now, Peter Obi attended Kanu father's burial. Now, I still fail to see where that is an issue. He attended the burial. Somebody died. The person who died is not the one telling people to go and kill. It's the father of somebody. Now, this is an election period. Are you saying that? I'm gonna stop that. Are you saying that when the election comes, the members of IPOB will not go and vote? There are numbers. If you make, was it not Atiku who posted something on Twitter, and when he saw that that thing angered members of the North, he quickly deleted it because he knows that this is an election period. He will need the vote of those people, whether it is Boko Haram or herdsmen. They are going to vote, and each vote of each sectors of the voter bloc counts.
Because
So
you don't want to offend them. Don't want
yeah,
to offend them.
if at this point in time Peter Obi refuses to associate with IPOB and he loses that block of vote, which vote is he bringing to the national circle to compete with the vote that both Boko Haram and herdsmen will give to Atiku.
That is another justification.
You understand me? So it will be politically unwise for Peter Obi to show you that he doesn't have any relationship with IPOB or Biafra, because take it or leave it, 90% of Igbo support Biafra. So you must find a way to cut into the aura, not telling them that I'm not with you, but at the same time I'm with you. Because at the end of the day, it's about getting votes. So telling me that Peter Obi identified IPOB, so it's enough excuse to write him off. Has Atiku ever condemned Boko Haram? Has he ever condemned his headsman? The only time he said one thing, that he wasn't even condemned, he just condemned an act. He didn't condemn a group of people. They shouted, and immediately they shouted, he got scared and removed it. Because this is an election season. And every vote of everybody counts. So if he attends the burial of Nnamdi Kanu, knowing well that the block of, because whether you like it or not, Nnamdi Kanu have weeded a lot of followers. There are millions of people in support of Nnamdi Kanu. Those millions, if you can get them into the number of your vote, it counts and it stays. So if you are going to accuse Nnamdi Kanu if you are going to accuse Peter Obi for attending the burial of Nnamdi Kanu's father, then you should also accuse Atiku for deleting a tweet in condemning the act of his people, but reverse the tweet when his people showed discontent for his action. So you get me? So this thing is all politics. It's all politics. That he attended the burial of Tinubu does not the burial of Nnamdi Kanu's parent does not mean he has said he wants this. Everything he has said was about Nigeria, and pointed out what is wrong about Nigeria. He pointed out what is wrong with Nigeria is waste. And indeed, there is too much waste in Nigeria. How do you describe a Nigeria where we produce crude oil, but we have to take the crude oil outside the shores of Nigeria to refine and buy the refined product to use in Nigeria? In what realm does that make sense?
So do you mean that he attended the funeral because?
Well, I saw the picture. I saw the pictures, and with the technology of photoshopping and this thing. But
no, there is no photoshopping.
No, wait, hold on. You asked me a question. Don't shape how. You asked me a question. Don't shape how I respond, please. I said with it. I didn't say that picture was Photoshop. It's a picture, but with the era of photoshopping and technology, photos are not 100% true. You know that. But I'm just telling you that yes, he attended the burial. I want to even agree he attended the burial. I'm not denying he attended it. What is wrong with?
Let's assume. Let's assume that
not even assume. There are 110 indications that he attended the burial. So what is wrong?
Let me talk now, Mr. Uraka. That is one thing about you. When you are talking, you never.
No, now you are the one. You always like forcing your own opinion.
No, I understand you. I understand you that he attended the burial. It's crystal clear. He cannot deny that he attended.
I'm not denying. I'm not even taking it away from him too.
Yes. According to your statement, you said he attended the burial. Probably he was planning to solicit for their support for this election. Probably that was the reason he attended the event. Definitely, he needs the vote of the IPOB members, because there are a lot of members. This IPOB.
Absolutely.
Yes. So it's crystal clear to us now that he went to the burial because potentially he's going to still solicit for their support, during election period. It's justifiable. It's justifiable.
In case of Atiku, if Boko Haram members vote for Atiku, will Atiku say they should remove the votes of the Boko Haram? Will he? He won't. Or if members of Amotekun or OPC, they vote for Tinubu, will Tinubu say, no, remove the vote of OPC members, I don't want it? Because this is an election time and it's a game of numbers. When they eventually declare the election result, they will not say that IPOB voted 60% and non-IPOB members voted for. They'll just say, vote for Peter Obi is 3,200,000 and something. Vote for Atiku. Who voted, whether it is native doctors, spiritualists, kidnappers, Boko Haram, terrorists, nobody will be interested in that. For now, Everybody is anchoring on where he has strengths. And in the whole of Igbo land, you cannot do away with the number of people who have been agitating for Biafra all these years.
Yes.
It's a huge number from the southeast alone. So play with their sentiments and let them assume, let them get the feel that you are with them. And perhaps if you become president, some of the look, let me tell you the truth. With Peter Obi, I've come to realize that all this Biafra agitation you're hearing was never real in the first place. Because if you notice on social media, this Biafra agitation has tremendously dropped. You'll be lying to yourself if this is not the truth. It has tremendously dropped. So if there is a way to drop this in by a candidacy of somebody, if truly it was, this is not really about breaking Nigeria, it's about inclusion. Because with Peter Obi, I've just realized that what has been bothering the Igbos is just simply a matter of inclusion. You just want to get a sense of inclusion into the polity of Nigeria.
Because that is what they are be agitating for. They are
you understand me?
The political rights in the country.
You understand me? So I've noticed that the killing, even they are considering abolishing the sit at home in the southeast to enable this thing. So if there are solutions to something, I didn't like the sit at home. I didn't like the sit at home this thing. I don't like the killings in southeast. I don't like the violence in the southeast. So if there are solutions to it, why are we running away from the solutions? If the killings in the north can stop because Atiku is now going to be president, why don't we consider it? At least there's a solution. It is now left for us to weigh these solutions if there's a way we can make it beneficial to all. Because we can't apply a solution that only benefits one region. Every solution we apply as Nigerians must be an encompassing solution, a solution that pervades the entire scope of Nigeria. So I'm happy that I'm happy that the bad news we keep getting from the southeast has reduced. As a matter of fact, any killing we see in the southeast are just Soludo was speaking yesterday. I was speaking in Igbo, but we're interpreting it that the people behind the killings in the southeast are just pure hoodlums, criminals who are capitalizing on the sentiments of Biafra to make money. When you kidnap one, you're asking for money. That is no longer agitation for freedom. That is pure criminal business. So I really want a situation where there'll be love between the Igbos and the Fulanis. In fact, if this Nigeria must work, these three major tribes must find a way to love themselves.
But and we should not deny the fact that Nnamdi Kanu was commanding his people.
That is true. That is true. We should not look
attack and kill people. So
yeah. Now you have reminded me of something. Thank you. You said this. You've reminded me of something. I was praying to God that if this program started, I remember it. I remember it. You see, if Nnamdi Kanu has spent all the time he has been ranting on Facebook to preach unity and love in the South,
it won't do that. It won't do that.
You get no. I said if Nnamdi Kanu has spent all the time telling his people to participate actively in the voting system, just as we have now, where we have millions of people going to get voters card and build bridges between the Igbos and the Yoruba, between the Igbos and their neighbors, not telling that Benue is Biafra, Urobo is Biafra. It's so changing people's history. You see, the anger that Nnamdi Kanu has sown in people wouldn't have been there by now. The support for Peter Obi would have been unadulterated. But people now are afraid to support Peter Obi because of what Nnamdi Kanu, the ideology Nnamdi Kanu has sold. So now we are thinking, if we vote Peter Obi, are they going to implement those ideologies? So this is where I blame Nnamdi Kanu and the idiot that is in Finland, Simon Ekpa. Because you are saying that they cannot mortgage Biafra for presidency. It's rubbish.
The way Peter Obi is approaching it right now, this is exactly what we want. people are becoming, supportive of Peter Obi because of the way he's approaching it. The way this person, Nnamdi Kanu, how he was very, very, very violent, using social media to command his boys to do whatever. All those things is something that gave a very bad record to the IPOB movement. You understand? IPOB movement supposed to be a peaceful one, agitating for secession, should not be about the leader commanding the boys to kill, to attack people. So all those things still stick to the minds of many Nigerians. So the
I
way
think Nnamdi Kanu's crime, I think Nnamdi Kanu crimes even goes beyond asking people to kill. The mere fact that you are trying to rewrite the history of people, trying to rewrite the history of saying that
yes.
I'm an Igbo man when I'm not I'm a Yoruba, I'm an Robo man. But that does not mean I cannot consider the Igbo man as my brother. Why can't I be Yoruba and you be Igbo and we work together as brothers? After all, my children I have, they don't bear the same name. They have two different, and there's no way you can convince one to change his name to the other one. So that is the same way I'm an Robo man, but telling me that I am Igbo. In fact, when I attended their meeting, they were speaking Igbo language and forgot that there's somebody that can't speak the language. When I told them at Radio Biafra London that every time I tune into Radio Biafra London, you're always playing Igbo music. Why don't you play other music belonging to Yoruba, belonging to this thing? They told me that if I have my music, I should bring it. And I told them about this music, you can download them. You can download this music online. Why not download it and play it?
Movement now. Why should you be telling them to play Yoruba music when people?
But they said the Biafra movement was not an Igbo movement, but everything about it is an Igbo movement. Anyway,
the title alone is saying that Biafra movement. You don't have to explain to me.
So at the end of the day, since we both agree that not everybody in Igbo land is bad, let's assume for now that Peter Obi represents a population of those good people. Because so far, he has not talked about it is the turn of the Igbos. He has not made a statement like that.
No. And that's what I was saying, that the way he's, approaching this movement, it makes sense to many Nigerians. To even motivate the Northerners to even vote for him. The way
so we have tried Fulani. We have tried Fulani. Yaradua was Fulani. Buhari is Fulani. Then we have given another Fulani. How much development have they brought to this country? So let's try somebody else again. Let's try Igbo. You never can tell. They might just own the solution to the country. Because every other person that has come has played. You see, one thing with Africa, let me tell you something. One thing with Africa, because of our lack of intelligence elasticity, the intelligence of a black man is not stretched enough. It's not elastic enough to stretch to accommodate diversities. That is not a black man for you. So what is happening is that because of that, a lot of leaders that come to rule Africa, they rule and impose their ethnic proclivities on the rest of the people that are not under their ethnic region. It's not peculiar with Nigeria. It's also peculiar with other countries. So Buhari came and made it look as if it's a Fulani. Nigeria is about Fulanis. Once you're a Fulani man, you get contract, you get position, you get everything. Now, a good leader is not supposed to be like that. A good leader is supposed to work on merit. You want to employ minister, chief of army staff. Look for somebody who can deliver and put him there. You want to look. Do you know that JAM, Joint Admission and Matriculation Board for universities, the place has been an eyesore. It was when an Hausa man came and took charge that JAM now has some sense of decency. Before now, you see JAM, everybody will be bringing scores, 400, 300. But it's not so now because it is well organized. It was an Hausa man who brought the idea of digitizing JAM exam. Yeah. So it doesn't mean, so sometimes you should not say that because the Hausa don't have anything to offer. Agriculture, when Jonathan was there, he brought Akinwumi as Minister for Agriculture. Everybody agreed that the man worked and improved the agriculture sector. So sometimes it is not about try, it's about looking for the person that can deliver. So
We understand that.
until Africa gets to that point where it is not about which tribe rules. I actually don't mind if Fulani rule, Fulani rule, Fulani rule, Fulani rule, or Yoruba rule, or Igbo rule, Igbo rule, Igbo rule, provided they can deliver a system of equity and fairness in Nigeria.
Yeah,
Nobody will be talking.
Mr.
But so
Raka,
far,
I wish we are carrying that umbrella of oneness, one Nigeria. It would have helped, given that we have this diversity in Nigeria, especially when it comes to the possession. Look at Mr. Sani came to this program. How he's thinking, his own views of Nigeria
and
and
you know,
development in Nigeria
Mr.
is
Sani cannot
different
be changed. From where he still
from the
thinks you can't change
Southerners.
him. Let me shock you again.
So,
When Buhari traveled out and Osinbajo became in charge for
mm,
3 months, the first thing Osinbajo did was to go into the southeast and have town hall meetings with people, telling them for the need to stop violence and become one. And
mhm,
in 3 months, people started noticing the changes. They not quickly told Buhari, say, "Well, come, oh, they won't take your position." Because when people start noticing that things can actually change without a Buhari, people might just be asking for the Osinbajo to carry on. Then Buhari came and scattered everything that Osinbajo did.
And Buhari saw how the Igbo people, the IPOB members, there was a program where we discussed about this, that, as a president of a country, he's supposed to calm them down, give them some words of encouragement. You understand? We
Yeah,
know for sure that the Igbos, they are not happy with the way Nigeria treated them during the Biafra war. So seeing these people coming out to agitate for secession because of the insecurity and lack of development, everything going on in the country. So the president is supposed to be there to calm them down so that we'll have more one
Buhari's
inclusive
first,
one
Buhari's,
Nigeria.
Buhari's
But he
first,
didn't
Buhari's,
do that. He
yeah.
didn't do that because of the tribalism. He's so tribalistic.
You are even missing
Buhari,
one thing. You are even missing one thing. The Buhari's first utterance when he came to power, he said
mm,
he's going to only give his governance to those who voted him. And you know that it was the Igbos that didn't vote him.
you
So
see?
that was a direct affront that I am not going to be, and I'm not going to be part of you.
Mhm.
And indeed, when he was in power, he made sure that he was not part of them. You understand me? So that alone was very stupid of any president to say. That was the most useless. Anyway, I was not expecting Buhari to say any good thing, because you don't expect a good thing to come from a useless brain. So the
So he
truth
has
is this.
never been inclusive. He has never been inclusive
Yeah,
in the
the
country,
truth the truth
president.
is that Buhari has never made any attempt for a national unity. Not at all.
Never,
No,
never.
no, no. So whoever is coming in must first work on that unity. Not just talk the talk, but you have to do the talk. I don't mind even if it's Atiku that comes in and then start actually working, because for you to bring unity, you must assert punishment.
Mm.
Punishment to those who have actually looted our funds. Punishment, but how will somebody who is a thief prosecute other thieves? That's going to be difficult. Then those who have been killing, those, because the people that are orchestrating this mayhem in the country, they are in power. And they know them, they know themselves. The other man who is a navy, who is a retired navy officer who was in charge of our intelligence, what was that his name again? One Yoruba guy who came and said that the problem of Nigeria is Islam. Such a man, and he said he knows those sponsoring this terrorist, because those who carry this AK-47, if you see them, they don't have that money to buy an AK-47. They don't have the money. So it must be somebody with money that is financing this thing. Look, to orchestrate helicopters, dropping food in the bushes, people buying guns, submachine gun, what's this one? Anti-aircraft missile. This is big funds we are talking about. So it must be somebody in politics that is financing this well-articulated, orchestrated assault on Nigeria. So you must first identify sponsors of Boko Haram and kill them, arrest them and prosecute them. If they are fine, if their punishment is liable to death, then you do the needful. So, but hello, are you there?
I'm here, Mr. Raka.
So, because the truth is that Nigeria, we cannot solve the problem of Nigeria by just reconciliation from the mouth. Those Boko Haram that has been employed in Nigerian military should be removed. If they are guilty, if they are guilty, find business for them. Give them loan like 50,000 or 100,000 to go and start business. If they are innocent, sorry. If because when the Niger Delta militants were pardoned, you didn't include them in the Nigerian military. So why do you think the best way to compensate the Boko Haram members is to include them in the military? That to me is suspect. It's suspect because their crime is a mind of psychology. You cannot say because if I'm loyal to my state and I say I'm no longer loyal to my state, there's no art to find the mind's construction in the face, according to Julius Caesar or Shakespeare. So it's not enough. It is not enough to just say people have repented, then you just put them in the military. That is why our military has compromised. So do you think if Atiku comes in, he's going to touch that military? That military is a northern military. Touching that thing is going to spell war. With the outsiders will not let you to touch that military. Right now, we have a fully fledged northernized military. You have to change that military. Our civil service is fully fledged northernized. You have to change it. NMPC is fully fledged northernized. You have to change it. You have to make everything equal. Which president, if I ask you among these three candidates, who do you think can attack these three salient points that I've pointed? The Nigerian military, you have to de-northernize it. The NMPC, you have to de-northernize it. The civil service, you have to de-northernize it. Who among these three do you think have the capability and capacity to actually change these three things that I've talked? Is it Atiku that will come and de-northernize? If you start de-northernizing the military, when the northerners shout, hey, yes, he will say, okay, don't do it again. If he can change a simple text, a simple tweet, is it de-northernization of the Nigerian military he can't stop? You understand me? So it's so unfortunate that this is the reality of Nigeria we have. It doesn't matter whether you believe me or not, but sadly, this is the. You can ask people to call in or ask questions. They type your question
Yes,
or call in.
that is what I want to do. So I've been reading their comments here. So let me quickly read the comments of Omoro Giver Utamiri. He said they're showing condolences to even your enemy in their difficult time. Do not change the mindset of someone who truly have the interest of Nigeria at heart. I think Peter Obi is good. Yeah, yeah. From what we